Welcome back, my students, to a brand new episode of Comic Class. In today's lesson, guys, we'll be looking at Thor issue number 25, which is Banner of War Part 2. And yeah, this was a really good issue and has a lot of plot progression, has a lot of reveals regarding Hulk and the reason why he's doing what he's doing in his own series, as well as in this Banner of War story arc / event comic run. And yeah, overall, should be a really fun issue to talk about. So without further ado, let's jump right into today's story. Let's go. So this story starts off with the Avengers basically finding where Thor and Hulk are basically having their like death match type of fight. And it's revealed to us by Iron Man that originally he was trying to make it seem like he scientifically had found where the Black Hand of God actually was, but it turns out that Thor had sent his ravens to basically tell Iron Man where they were actually having their fight. I guess in a way to bring reinforcements if, Thor were to need it against Hulk. And considering Hulk hasn't transformed even in this issue, there probably are going to need some reinforcements to fight against him, even though Thor's a pretty big powerhouse himself in the Marvel Universe. But we get to see basically that Iron Man tells Captain America that he's going to go off and settle the score between him and Hulk, because Hulk actually tried to kill Iron Man in their first fight, which was in Hulk's ongoing series, the first issue of the new Hulk ongoing series. So definitely check that out if you haven't before, because that does have the context to why Iron Man wants revenge on the Hulk for almost killing him. So Tony basically does a surprise tactic in that he wasn't actually there with the rest of the Avengers. He was actually at his, I guess, base of operations or his home, and he basically launches his launch sequence, basically, and it seems like Iron Man has a new type of armor to take on Hulk's new powers that he has, his new strength. So we'll get that reveal at the end of this issue, but Captain America basically is telling Tony basically not to go after the Hulk because he knows how dangerous he is right now. So of course Iron Man / Tony doesn't listen and he goes off anyway. And like I said, we don't get to see what his new armor looks like, but we get to see it at the end of the issue. So jumping forward, we get to see that Odin is basically having a battle with Bruce Banner inside of his mind. He kind of like connected his spirit to Bruce Banner's consciousness, I guess. And while he's having this fight, Odin basically tells him that he couldn't possibly have thought that he had a chance against him, but Banner basically tells him that because they're in his mind, he has full control of what exactly is going to happen here. And he basically says that in here that he's God, basically. So we just see that Hulk and Thor are still having their fight on the outside while this battle is happening inside of Bruce Banner's mind, or the Hulk's mind, I guess, / the body that they're sharing. So it's really cool, but Thor basically smashes the visor or helmet that Hulk was wearing, and this leads them to basically tumble inside of his mind. And we get to see that Bruce basically hits his head on, I guess, the control panel. This leads him to take him and Odin to a type of simulation type of area in his mind that's showing what exactly happened in El Paso, Texas. And we get to see that what exactly happened is that Bruce went there with the thought that he and the Hulk had finally like reconciled and everything was fine and they saved the world and stuff like that. And it turned out that he started infecting people with his rage whenever someone accidentally spilled a drink on Bruce Banner and his laptop. And with that little bit of rage, and even though he was able to control it, it seemed like it leaked on to the guy that did it, and then eventually leaked on to other patrons in the bar. And apparently the Hulk basically overtook Bruce's body, and in base, and Bruce Banner's body was able to defeat these like green looking patrons, which implies that they were given a little bit of the Hulk strength. At least that's how I took it. And Bruce in base was able to defeat all of them and kill them all. And he basically said that the Hulk basically took over his mind. He could only watch. He couldn't even blink, he said. It's a pretty brutal scene, and we just see they basically just tore them apart piece by piece. So kind of crazy, they tore them into pieces. But we just see that Odin basically talks to Bruce and tells him that, there has to be more at play than just, a Bruce losing control of the Hulk again, which is what led to Bruce creating Starship Hulk and stuff like that. Before Odin can get more information about what exactly might be happening with Bruce Banner and why this exactly happened in the first place, Thor calls Mjolnir back to him, which cuts off the connection between the Bruce Banner and Odin, so they're not able to talk to each other anymore. And we get to see that Hulk and Thor notice as Thor states that the cavalry has arrived, and it seems like Iron Man is here with his new armor, but Bruce Banner's scared because the Hulk doesn't realize it's not a simulation, and he's going to go full force and try to kill Iron Man. So this should be a really good fight, and the issue ends with Iron Man showing off a new celestial armor suit, which is crazy, and this thing is huge. Packed up with tons of armor and guns, and overall just packing heat, basically, as people would say. And that's how the issue ends. And the size difference between the Hulk, Thor, and this new celestial armor Iron Man suit is insane. I'm pretty sure we'll see this hopefully in Iron Man's ongoing series when he has to fight a bigger cosmic scale threat or something like that, or even maybe in the Avengers comic. They ever have to fight cosmic scale threat, we might see this armor again, unless it gets destroyed by Hulk and Thor in the next issue, and probably will get destroyed by Hulk in his new Titan Hulk form. I'm pretty sure this is going to push him to go into that form, because this should be insane, the amount of power that Iron Man has right now. And yeah, that was Thor number 25, Banner of War Part 2. Overall, very solid issue. I might have enjoyed this one more than the first issue. The first issue was very solid, but this one had a lot of plot progression, and it gave us the answer we were looking for in Holt's ongoing series on what exactly happened at El Paso, Texas. So I think that's really interesting that we finally got the backstory, and I really thought that while we were getting the first interactions with Odin and Banner, that we were going to get little teases of what happened in El Paso. Even whenever we actually went there in Bruce Banner's mind, I thought we were getting like little teases, but not going to get the full-on story of what happened. So I was very surprised that they actually gave us the entire backstory of what happened, and now we have the complete context, at least in the sense of what happened. But we do have a little hint that there might be someone that has magical capabilities that brought this on to Bruce Banner to give his rage this contagion or contagious factor, basically, and able to give people a contagious sense of the whole, basically like the Hulk's rage. So I thought that was really cool, and yeah, I'm very excited for the Iron Man versus Hulk fight in the next issue. The next one will be in the Hulk ongoing series, I believe, so that's gonna be interesting, and I can't wait to read it. And yeah, overall, guys, that was my review for Thor number 25, issue number 25, Banner of War Part 2. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe. Check out the rest of my channel as I review comic books. I review comic book runs. That's basically my main thing on the channel, but we are starting to dive into some of the modern comics that are coming out right now, and try and get up to date with some of my most favorite Marvel slash DC characters. So I'm working on that right now to get recent reviews of stuff that's coming out either bi-weekly or monthly and stuff like that. In the case of Banner of War, it's coming out weekly throughout different titles, so this is kind of like a special case. But overall, we're going to be covering bi-weekly and monthly comics on the channel as well. Once I get caught up with tons of series I want to be reviewing on the channel, regularly, basically, whenever they come out. Similar to what I do with the Deadly Class series by Image Comics on the channel. And yeah, like I said, I do that. I do versus battles. I do power scale videos on how strong a character is. We will be having more of those really soon on the channel, and it's nice we talk about discussions and stuff like that. So we have tons of different comic book content on the channel. So if you're a fan of comics, you're a fan of Thor and Hulk, I recommend you subscribe to check out the Hulk ongoing series reviews, as well as soon the Thor. This technically is the first Thor ongoing series review on the channel, but we will be covering Thor as well on the channel as it comes out bi-weekly, I believe, or monthly. But until next video, guys, God bless you. Until next lesson, keep on reading those comments.